Bombers. He marks and hand pass off to Caleb Daniel. Runs forward to the wing, kicks towards Big Redpath. Went over the top of him, Stringer off hands. Grabs it, bouncing footy, open goal square, he's got it. Stringer gets his first of the afternoon, and that came at the 20-minute mark of the second term. For the Bombers to about 55 from the Bulldogs goal. Easton Wood hand passes off to Johannesson. Kick to the forward pocket, the pack flying, a ripping mark is taken by Stringer. Well, it was contested, he worked.
He's an absolute beauty.
So he's got one already, Jake Stringer. That was only a couple of minutes ago. And for the Bulldogs' 7th goal, he steps up, drops it onto his boot, 40 out, forward pocket, puts it through. Nice kick, 10 metres inside the boundary line. He's got a couple. On defensive 50, kicks across the ground to Brown, and he's got a bit of work to do here because Picken's with him, and Picken got the kind bounce, picked it up, hand pass Bontempelli, kick back towards the top of the square, and Stringer's marked again.
Well, you just can't afford. Bontempelli just had time and space then. Essendon missing their targets.
So it's all good for the Dogs, all bad for the Bombers as Stringer fires and just puts it home nicely. He's got three.
According to Duck, that's a BP. Not a PB, but a BP. That was interesting. Here's Stringer. Look at him. Got rid of Hibberd. Round the corner. Jakey, the package Stringer, as he glides towards the scoreboard to have a look at his own work. He's kicked 4 as well. Attitude not been great.
No, that's exactly right, and they're not this bad, the Bombers. There's no doubt. They've been better than this the last couple of weeks. They've had some poor performances, but I would rank this one right up there.
Lobe tries to get a kick away. McRae gets there, trying to get it to Dixon. Hunter stolen. Easton Wood banks it back, top of the square. Stringer! Oh, he's such an athlete. Let me have a look at the replay. Just look at the 3 or 4 steps prior to him leaping for the ball. That's where he gets the separation. Red at best. But then his great athleticism allows him to get involved. Here he goes. Just those 3 or 4 steps before he launches. Impossible to defend. Big 4-2 against Essendon last week. He can string them together. And they've strung 2 together, the Dogs.
In defence, which suits the Bulldogs. He's in great form.
From the bounce to start the second quarter, Wallace gets the clearance in the end after Boak couldn't. O'Shea.
Oh, that's ball.
He had opportunity there.
That's ball.
Yep, had to be.
Now Picken could go all the way. That's got to be Picken's free kick. He did the tackle. I reckon we've got to have a look at that.
Why would you give it to Liam when you can give it to Jake Stringer, who can kick at 60?
Well, so can Picken, but Umpy, how you allowed this to happen?
Spot on, Shorey. It's a team free kick.
Yeah, good on you.
He's already got one, Jake Stringer. Just outside the 50. She got plenty of boot on it.
Boy.
Put it in the book. 1 point game. Lobe from behind. Touched through to Crameri according to the umpire. Jean. Dixon. He might go all the way home here. No one's in the square. Didn't get enough boot on it. It bounces. It might go all the way home. Stringer completes the deal. Lost their handle on this game here at the moment. The power. McRae. Oh, spare man. At half forward, doesn't realise it. Now he has. Dalhouse loads up. Goal square. Drop mark. Off the cover. Did he get a fingernail on it? Now Stringer. 4 goals for Stringer.
They get beaten by fairly big margins at times because they just cannot control the game and defend when they need to. That's great play by Honks, but what a...
Beautifully, and they'll do it again. McRae puts a handball into the path of Dalhouse. He lost Lumumba. Chipping ball around the corner. Stringer. Umpire goes down.
Much difference in the level. So it's got to be a mental thing, doesn't it?
I think so. And I tell you what, the Bulldogs have come to play today. Stringer from a tight shot on its way.
Oh, yeah.
from a tight angle.
And,
Grant got in the way, got a handle off to Wallace. He wobbles it inside 50 and Stringer takes the mark. 45 out on a 45-degree angle. And he can kick them from any area of the ground. He kicked a great one in that second term. Similar angle. Perhaps this one's more favourable. On his way from 45. He knew it was good straight off the boot. And there's your comeback done, BT. Go to scoreboard.
I'll keep my eye on the disturbance, boys.
Inside 50s this quarter, 17-6 in favour of the Dogs. And another goal here for the Western Bulldogs. Stringer, the package from Redpath. Paul Roos can't believe it. So it's an 86-point lead now. They have kicked, what is it, Ash? 8 last quarter goals to go with. How many in the first quarter?
Yeah, 8 as well, BT.
So an 86-point lead. And he has a couple now, I think, Jakey Stringer. How many's he got, Ash?
He's actually got three zip.
3 to Stringer. So scoreboard reads 22 goals, 9, 141 the Dogs to Melbourne, 8-7-55. Now Morris takes the mark, immediately plays on out wide. They're on here, the Dogs again. This will be Talia. Michael Talia will get the ball and take a couple of bounces here. He'll go long inside 50. Stringer doubles back, picked up by Dixon. No, couldn't handle it. Over the line, out of bounds.
Free kick, BT.
Who will it go to, Duck?
It is going to Stringer.
Stringer it is.
Yep.
Stringer lines up, Ash, for goal number 4.
Yep.
They're 86 points up. This to get them into the 90s. We said 100 points was possible. Stringer comes in, kick on the way, dead eye. The package nails that one home. He's got 4, really enjoying himself today.
Taran takes the mark, heads back boundary side with the kick. Dalhouse marks, plays on, turns from about 80 out, sends it inside 50. Big fly at the back, Stringer. He's got it. Season. And on his 19th game, right alongside the numbers on the 50-metre arc. As he approaches, kicks from about 45 metres out, perfect finish. He's got the Dogs third. They're back within a... Tunnel ball through the legs of Grant. Now Wallace tackles McGinnity, wins the footy, hand pass to Dalhouse, quick kick towards the top of the goal square. Stringer just sockers it off the ricochet and it's through for a goal. Jake Stringer, some opportunistic work, kicks his second, was kicked towards the full forward, came off their hands and then front and centre. And Stringer just able to soccer it through from the top of the goal square. Campbell at halfback, a long kick into the middle of the ground, a Redpath upstairs, drops the mark, falls down to Cramery, and here they go. They've got 2 players closest to goal from 50 out, sweeping hand pass to Stringer, strolls into the open goal and kicks his third. The Dogs still within a point. 17 minutes. Murphy, hand pass back inside Johannesson, almost ran into Wallace, his teammate, gives it to Grant. Grant turns around, sweeping hand pass forward to McRae. 70 out at half forward, kicks down to the 50. Cramery takes the mark up against the boundary line, centre kick to the top of the goal square. Stringer the target, Stringer the mark. Jake Stringer in a 2-on-1 at the top of the goal square. What a superb solo effort.
There was an outstanding contest.
This 33rd minute of the second term. Down by their biggest lead of the day, 21 points. But Stringer on his way in. He's got 4 before the half. Jake Stringer having a day out in the West.
Centre square. He kicks and Grant will run onto it. Gave it off to Johannesson running by. Johannesson long inside the attacking 50. It'll bounce the way of Redpath. From left full forward. Oh, he elects to go back by a hand instead. Finds McRae. Step one way. Oh, beg your pardon. Stringer one way. Then the other. Runs towards goal and he kicks it. He's got 5, Stringer. Terrific effort. There were 2 players running straight through the corridor. 17 points. 20 minutes gone in the third term. The Eagles 14-10, the Bulldogs 12-5. Dave Lindsay again downstairs.
Yeah, the physios are working very hard on Tom Campbell now. They're trying to strap up his right thigh. He's suffering from a bad corky. It'll be interesting to see if he can run the game.
In his first AFL game, and Sam Gibson for North Melbourne. If you've just joined us, neither have been used just yet. Dogs inside 50. Hanson gets there. Cramery the steal. Couldn't get him running. Wallace feeds it wide. Stringer. Oh, the freak show gets going. Look out.
Yeah, good finish there. They've got their momentum, that's for sure. This guy gets a lot of his goals actually from ground level. He actually doesn't take a huge amount of marks.
Right time holds them up. Wallace, well done. Honeychurch quickly over the top. Got a running Jared Grant. Doesn't have to break stride. Then inside 50, Dixon's the target. Almost found. Well done going back to the flight. Liam Dawson lost his feet. Dixon threads it inside. Stringer, high IQ, terrific goal. Stringer gets his first. Dixon couldn't quite drag it down. Honeychurch to Hunter, who's had a remarkable 6 weeks. His numbers have been just sensational. Dalhouse takes the diving mark. Over the top, Dixon. He's going to get the football in the end, and then Goods is long, short is Stringer. Why not go to that man? What an option. Inside 50 for the Dogs as they look forward, and they've got the ball in their hands. Cremery is deep. So Stringer gets some support. He's good in this scenario. He works his way back inside, and Stringer gets another.